I'm diving into some shocking short films to see if they really expose the truth about youth addiction. Can I handle what I find? The topic of youth addiction is a staggering one, with millions of young people around the world struggling with some form of addiction, whether it's substance abuse, social media dependency, or something else entirely. It's an issue that's often overlooked or misunderstood, but it's one that requires our attention and awareness if we're going to combat it effectively. The more we understand about youth addiction, the better equipped we'll be to support those who are struggling and to work towards prevention. Addiction can take many forms, and it's not just limited to substances like drugs or alcohol. Gaming addiction is a growing concern, with many young people spending hours on end playing games, often to the detriment of their physical and mental health. Social media dependency is another issue, with the constant stream of information and the pressure to present a perfect online persona taking a toll on self-esteem and mental well-being. Then there's the issue of substance abuse, which can have devastating consequences for individuals and families. These forms of addiction can be incredibly challenging to overcome, and they often require a comprehensive approach that involves support from family, friends, and professionals. The challenges presented by these forms of addiction are complex and multifaceted. For example, gaming addiction can be difficult to recognize, as it may not necessarily involve substance use, but it can still have serious consequences for a person's physical and mental health. Social media dependency can be particularly insidious, as it can be difficult to distinguish between healthy and unhealthy social media use. Substance abuse, on the other hand, can have severe physical and mental health consequences, and it often requires intensive treatment and support. Each of these forms of addiction requires a unique approach, and it's essential to understand the specific challenges they present if we're going to develop effective strategies for overcoming them. The impact of addiction can be far-reaching, affecting not just the individual but also their loved ones. Families can be torn apart by addiction, and the emotional and psychological toll can be immense. That's why it's so important to approach addiction with compassion and understanding, rather than judgment or stigma. By recognizing the complexities of addiction and the challenges it presents, we can begin to develop more effective solutions and support systems for those who are struggling. This might involve a combination of therapy, support groups, and lifestyle changes, tailored to the individual's specific needs and circumstances. Addiction can also have a significant impact on a person's daily life, making it difficult to maintain relationships, pursue education or career goals, or even perform everyday tasks. The emotional and psychological toll of addiction can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of shame, guilt, and hopelessness. It's a vicious cycle, and one that can be incredibly difficult to break without the right support and resources. That's why it's so important to raise awareness about addiction and to promote understanding and empathy, rather than judgment or stigma. By doing so, we can create a more supportive and inclusive environment for those who are struggling, and help them to overcome